Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Friday with Dannphan. I hope you've been having a good week, or perhaps, I guess, a good last 2 weeks, because it's been a while since we've done a Friday with Dannphan. But it is good to be back on the live stream, connecting with everybody yet again. Let's see. What is new in the past 2 weeks besides the usual grind of working on comic stuff? Well, I guess we got a new Adventures Academy read throughout. That was something. Always good to see people still enjoying those. Oh man, there's so much of Avengers Academy too. That's a well that's never going to dry up. Not until it's canceled. And to be honest, I don't think they're ever going to cancel it. If they have not canceled it already, it's never going to be canceled. It's just immortal at this point. I'm just trying to adjust my light. Doesn't it look so dark? Why is it so dark? It shouldn't be. It's not dark. It's not that dark in the room, but it looks horrendously dark on the camera. Got the lights on and everything. I don't know what else I can do. Yeah, these lights aren't really going to make much of a difference. Oh well, girl can try. So hopefully everybody has been doing good. Is there anything else new in the news? Well, I guess we've been watching some stuff. Nothing that I would really go out of my way to make a video about, but me and Adam have been watching James Bond movies. We're trying to get through all of them, but we're also doing it completely out of order, just based on whichever one we feel like watching. The one that we watched this morning was The Man with a Golden Gun. Very, very good stuff. Fun movie, I would say. Probably not the best James Bond, but it was a fun movie despite that. Let's see. Took a personal day off from work. It was nice to see the sun after a week of gloom and rain. Yeah, actually it's been pretty nice weather outside. Not too shabby. I went out for a walk, hopping on stream, and the weather itself is very nice, right? But the sun, oh my god, it was cooking me. Absolutely cooked. Besides the James Bond watch-through movies, we've also been doing watching through the new Kaiju number 8 season. The manga has ended. I was going to do a video about just briefly summarizing my thoughts on the manga series as a whole, but I didn't do it. I mean, it's just kind of hard to find time these days, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try to push out something short later on. And yeah, I find it so funny. I don't know if I talked about it last time when the anime first came out. I did enjoy the first season of the Kaiju number 8 anime. The redesigns of the characters are definitely a downgrade. They're very derpy. But the directing and the animation itself is quite good. So overall, I did enjoy that first season of Kaiju number 8. But the funny thing is, the theme songs that they commissioned for the anime, all in English, right? And I didn't mind the opening theme that much. It's kind of unique. It's kind of Bond-like. Back on the subject of James Bond, right? But the ending theme was super mismatched. It did not fit at all. It felt very jarring ending the episodes on the ending theme because it was a love song by One Republic. And it sounds like parody when I say that out loud. It sounds like, oh yeah, they would never do that for Kaiju number 8. But they did. They did it, and it was super odd. So for the second season, they do have a new opening theme and ending theme. And I was very surprised to see that, for the ending theme, they got another song by One Republic. Another one, you know? The opening theme was the one that I didn't have a problem with. If they got another song from that guy, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Why'd you bring back One Republic? Somebody just likes One Republic who's working on the anime. It's the only explanation that I can come up with. I will say maybe the new song that they got for season 2 is like not as jarring because it's a little more subtle, you know, something sad could have happened in the anime, something inspiring could have happened in the anime. It's fine, I guess. It's not as much of whiplash when you end the episode and you end it on "Nobody got you the way I do." That silly love song that they had. I'm just surprised that of all like band members to bring back for the second season songs, you brought back One Republic for Kaiju number 8. Very shocking. But you know, overall, we've been having fun watching that, of course. Let's see, what do you think of the Transformers live action movie is going to be? Do you think it is going to be a reboot or a continuation of the Nightverse? No clue. I would assume that they just always want to do a reboot, because it seems like whenever they put it in the hands of someone new, they always want to do a new thing with it. Which Bond movie is your favorite? Well, I have not seen them all yet. Based on the ones that I have seen, my favorite so far is The World Is Not Enough. I have a soft spot for that one. It was probably the one I was most engaged with, I guess. So many new things without any news, like new Futurama season, new Rick and Morty season ended a few weeks ago. Had no idea it had a new season. Yeah, you know, some things are like that. But you know, part of the reason why I very often don't notice when there's a new season of something is because just the people that I'm following online are usually not covering that kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because the algorithm works in such a way that you can really wall yourself off to certain news. And maybe that's fine if you don't want to see that type of stuff. Maybe it's good that you have the ability to wall yourself off. But then, you know, you just have situations like these where something new comes out and you never hear about it. I didn't know that was One Republic. Now I know. No, I knew as soon as I heard it, honestly. I'm not even a huge One Republic fan. I just knew somehow that because of the style of the music, and I guess the singer, of course, is a dead giveaway because he has a more distinct voice, but the style of the music, I was just like, is that fucking One Republic? What? Why would you get One Republic to do the Kaiju number 8 songs? Very strange, very strange. But I guess Kaiju number 8 is very Americanized in how it's marketed. And I think that's probably part of the reason why they did the songs in English. I also think that's part of the reason why they made the designs more derpy, honestly. Because you think of like Trigun, the Trigun remake. That got derped down. That got real derped, you know? But it did appeal in America to Fujos, at least. So maybe that's just how they think that they're supposed to sell to Americans. They just gotta derp everything. Derpify. But I disagree. I would not like to see things derpified. I would like to see the opposite, actually. Anime is also used to sell music, not just manga. Oh yeah, well, especially those band animes. There's always those anime out there where they have some fucking girls in a band and they come out with like a gazillion songs, full-blown albums just based off of that. But yeah, this is some definitely will focus on the music. I've certainly bought some soundtracks from certain anime before. I've been mostly watching Tradwife TikTok videos. Yeah, that was an interesting read-through, huh? Oh man, what is gonna happen next in Avengers Academy? It should be exciting, huh? Well, next week I have another review that's coming up. So we take a little break from the cringe. We get back on it later because I also did a read-through of DC Pride. And that was not very good. So you can also look forward to that, guys. But obviously I still have to edit all these videos together. It's a lot. Rick and Morty is worse every season I watched it. Yeah, I dropped off a while ago, actually. I can't really remember which season I stopped, but I think maybe season 3 I stopped watching. I was like, okay, they don't know what they're doing. Abort. Stampede was okay. It had its moments. Yeah. I mean, I didn't say it was bad. I didn't watch it. I just don't like the derp. I just don't like the derpification, you know? Like, if you put the original character designs side by side with the new designs, you know? Very derpy. Very, ooh, so cutesy. We're so cute, ooh. You know what I mean, though. You Love Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult is a very specific song, but Blue Oyster Cult is fine. Are you also excited about the next MonsterVerse movie and the next Toho Godzilla movie too? You know, Adam is super... Well, I don't want to say super, but he's more into the Godzilla stuff than I am. I am only a fan of the kaiju fights. And I typically notice the trend in a lot of these MonsterVerse movies where the fights are the best part and the plots are extremely bad. It's like all the human sections are known for being the not good parts of the kaiju movies. And I guess that's fine if people are only going there to watch the kaiju fights. But it's also like, why not just do an entire movie where it's nothing but kaiju fights? If that's the case, right? I mean, you could give it a try. You could give it a shot. Let's see. Rick and Morty season 1 and 2 were peak. Season 3 had its moment, and then it becomes terrible. Yeah, it's hard for me to remember, really, which season, but I feel like I didn't get that far into it. Maybe like midway. Nothing but fights, final wars. Yeah, it'd be nice. Anime series always get derpified eventually if the series goes on long enough. I don't know if that's always the case. I mean, I don't know. Like, One Piece has been going on forever, right? And there is an argument to be made that some of the designs in One Piece improved. I do know that the Chopper design used to be much uglier. And then Oda said he later made it cuter because I don't remember the reason he gave exactly, but he was like, well, I didn't like the form for the lady fans out there. I wanted to make Chopper cuter. And to be fair, even the cuter design of Chopper I don't actually like. I just don't like Chopper in general. It's so brutal. Adam. He like would tell people that I like One Piece, and they just give me Chopper merch. They're like, oh yeah, you like One Piece, right? Give me the ugliest Chopper merch that I hate. I'm like, yeah, thanks. It's because I'm a girl. I must like the animal thing. Thank you. I guess I shouldn't complain. I mean, it's better to get a gift and get rid of the gift than it is to not get a gift at all, right? A movie of only kaiju fights is the equivalent of a cake made entirely of frosting. Yeah, get the contrast in there. Get the super boring, badly written human parts, and then contrast that with the high adrenaline kaiju fights. Human sections can be great when Japan does them. I don't know, honestly. Godzilla -1 was fantastic. I hear people say that. I don't know. The clips that I've seen from Godzilla -1 were hilarious. No offense. I know it's supposed to be a serious movie, anti-war and whatnot, but the clips were hilarious. There's this one character who's supposed to, like, speak very good English, and obviously she speaks English, you know? She's just, like, really not selling it. Even anime will do that. And it's very funny because sometimes in anime, to play English characters, they'll have actual English voice actors come in and do the voice. But then for, like, a main character who is supposed to, like, be Japanese but speak very good English, they'll just have him switch to speaking English and it'll be, like, really rough. And it's even more apparent when you have actual English voice actors in the anime. Like, oh god, there was this one. It was like Mischievous Kiss. Don't watch it. Don't watch that anime. It's not good. But they had, like, an episode that was exactly that, where they're, like, vacationing in Hawaii, and the main character is supposed to speak very good English, but his English is rough, you know? It's not the worst. It's not the worst English I've ever heard, but it's rough. It is. I like Chopper in the beginning. It's funny to see a competent doctor in the body of a silly plush animal, but after a while, his entire character becomes the plush animal and not his profession. Yeah, well, I like to think of him as just, like, the reason that Oda gives for why everybody's still alive, even when they should be dead. Just be like, oh, well, Chopper's just that good of a doctor, so they're fine. No problems. That's Shin Godzilla? I have no idea. They're both from the same studio. They are making a Godzilla -1 sequel. Who knows what it is going to be? I want Godzilla to be the good guy in that movie, and I want him to have a badass entrance like Terror of Mechagodzilla. That would be sick. Only Godzilla I did look up a little was Shin Godzilla because of Hideaki Anno, and there was a scene where they talk in a meeting and they put the music. Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of reboots, but not actually, right? Do you guys see the new Cracker Barrel logo? It's terrible. Look at what, I mean, hang on, let me share my screen for those of you who haven't seen it already. I just, like, look at this. Look at this horrible thing that has been done. Unbelievable. It's happening to... No brand is safe. Not a single brand out there is safe from this freaking minimalism. We must take all the character out of logo and just turn it into text on color square. Awful. Someone should be punished for this, is what I'm saying. Don't get me started on the new Cracker Barrel. Terrible. Absolutely. What were they thinking? They could have at least tried to work in some of the elements in a new logo. If they were going to change the logo, they could have at least tried to work in some of the same elements so that it would still have the same appeal. But they didn't. They just made it text on what kind of hexagon? Yeah, they just made it text on like a little color background with a trademark symbol. What the heck? That's unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And they took out the cool looking K. The K used to look cool. Used to like wrap around itself. Now it's just a normal K. This makes me upset, naturally. I also was upset when Dunkin' Donuts changed its logo to be super minimalist, and it was just complete terribleness. But this is worse because I have friends who absolutely love Cracker Barrel. You know, so this gets personal. I have friends who see Cracker Barrel as like this time capsule into the past. Now the idea that they're trying to modernize it, just take that away from them, take all the nostalgia out of it, they are not happy. As you can imagine, no, they are not happy about this. And it's not just the logo either. The person who's like responsible for the logo change, she's like, oh yeah, it's all going to be the same on the inside, but they're changing the inside too. They're modernizing the inside. They're taking all of the stuff off the walls and like they're placing it with like, I don't know, modern art, or they're organizing some of it, or they're doing something. I don't know. I don't know if there's like a picture I can pull up of what the new insides of the Cracker Barrels look like. Maybe if you just type in modern Cracker Barrel inside. Maybe somebody posted like a before and after. Well, these are videos. I don't want to show a video. I just want a picture. Okay, well that's the before. Where's the after? You bastards. You didn't even post an after picture. You're just saying that it changed. I hate you. Unbelievable. Never trust articles. Cracker Barrel stock tanks after unveiling controversial logo change. Good! It's terrible. It's bad. You had something good and you ruined it. I can't find the new insides. I know that somebody like posted something about new look, same Cracker Barrel. I don't know about that. Oh boy. Okay, well, all I can find are videos. And that's not gonna work. But I just closed the... It's fine. Why get rid of the barrel? I don't know. It's because they hate pictures. They hate pictures. They just want text and color, and that's it. And a little trademark at the bottom. Pictures are bad, apparently. Just got done binge watching the Avengers Academy readings. Now I get to see a Dannphan live. Well, welcome aboard! Don't worry, there's going to be plenty more Avengers Academy readings. It's going to be so long until I catch up to that because it goes on forever. It really does. It goes on forever. I've been to Cracker Barrel about 2 or 3 times. Yeah, we have not gone to Cracker Barrel that much, honestly. Most of the times that we've gone to Cracker Barrel, it's with our friends. And we're happy because they're happy, right? But there is the best thing about Cracker Barrel is just the nostalgia, that old-timey feel when you're in the Cracker Barrel, right? The food there is, like, mediocre at best. In fact, I've had some of the worst mac and cheese I've ever had at a Cracker Barrel. Very bland, not very cheesy. I'm 80% poison, you know? Like, it's not that fantastic, but the nostalgia, the vibes, that's all good. So, like, you know, that's how you keep people coming back. And then you take that away. What do you have? You have shitty mac and cheese. There's nothing else there. It's all gone. Bad decisions. Bad Cracker Barrel. Oh, hey, Young Wavy. Excellent upgrade to the website. Just purchased Reaper Volume 1. I'll review it. Oh, man. You're going to make me blush. Just so we're clear. The art is very rough in the first book. I've adapted quite a bit from book 1 to book 2. So much, though, that I'm probably going to be redoing the art in book 1. But I hope you enjoy it, irregardless. They ruined the bee and barrel. They ruined the everything. It's only vaguely the same text. It's very different. Someone was paid to make that design, and someone was paid to approve it. Breaking my heart. Yeah, I mean, like, the logo redesign thing has taken a lot from us. Let me see if I can find other examples, because it's so old. Some people, maybe you don't even remember. Maybe it's from a time that you only ever dream about now. But Dunkin' Donuts used to have coffee in the logo. Look at this. Look at this logo. That's so nice. I love it. That's so cute. Oh yeah, all the logos, right? And now it's just Dunkin'. Now it's just Dunkin'. Honestly, the 2007 one is probably like the most efficient, and now it's just Dunkin'. It's tragic. They're taking all the art out of life. Got rid of both the cracker and the barrel. Very true. Can't have fun, can't have cool things. Everything has to look the same. It really is just like people deciding, no, you can't have pictures. Art bad. It must just be text with color. And not that I'm saying that you can't have design in text. You can, right? But they even took, like, the interesting thing about the text out of there. Oh, it's like there's some style within the text itself in the original logo. Even this one, that's cool. That's neat. That's actually more stylized than the traditional. If they did something like that, I'd be like, oh, okay. Then what do we get? We get this abomination. It doesn't look like a hotel. It looks like the logo for a hotel. It doesn't look like Cracker Barrel. Unbelievable. Well, Enjoy your stock tanking. What else can be said? You done fucked up. You know? Any chance you enjoy reading comics manga digitally? These days I'm 99% comics focused with movies and gaming on the back end, but I just can't go back to physical anymore, especially with paper. I do both. I read some stuff digital, I read some stuff in paper. Usually, like, the comics that I buy, 90% of the time, they're indie comics. They're people that I want to support, and I want to support by buying the physical, right? Because I send more money their way that way. And then I also get a little piece of history as an extra bonus. But yeah, I do read a lot of stuff digitally as well. I hate webtoon style stuff. That's the one thing I can't stand. The one panel at a time reading, can't stand it. It's terrible. But yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit behind on chat, so let me just try to scroll and catch up. Mr. Super Chat by Mark. Crap, I'm late. Hello all. Welcome. You came like just in the nick of time of me ranting about Cracker Barrel. It was worth ranting about, though. That's you know what also seems to be hated in modern design? Color. Everyone these days seems hell-bent on making everything gray, and triple gray. It's interesting you mentioned that, because there are some neighborhoods, or not neighborhoods, there are some towns where it's there's a regulation that you can't have color in your sign or on your logo, because they want everything to look like, I don't know, pristine and samey. So a lot of companies will have to redesign their logo to be either in all black or all white. I think that's dumb, but for some towns, that's the regulation. It's gotta look a certain way. And yeah, I don't know. Some people think that minimalism is always better. Someday our logos all our logos will just be dots. It'll just be Morse code. Just a sequence of dots, because it's so simple. It's better because it's so simple. But yeah. Look at the Pringles new and old comparison. That one's so jarring. Let me see. I don't know if I've seen the new Pringles logo. It's been so long since I've had Pringles. Oh my goodness. That is a little bit jarring. When you put them like side by side like that, it's a little bit like, oh, yeah, that is very simplified. If they were going to do a redesign of the Pringles logo, maybe they could have made his face look more like a chip. Because I thought that was the original like intent, was like it's supposed to be like kind of wide and chip-like. Or, well, they're not actually chips, right? They're crisps, but there's things that you could do to the Pringles logo to make it look better. Simplification does not equal better all of the time. But I guess that's pretty much the only thing that modern day graphic designers know how to do, is simplify something. Not that I'm saying you should never simplify something. Sometimes something has to be simplified for specific reasons, right? Yeah, obviously you want something to be readable, you want something to be noticeable, distinct. But there is a line to be crossed here. And I think a lot of minimalist logos have crossed that line. Yeah, and exactly. They became corporate soulless slop. Minimalist logos approved by execs with no idea of how art or marketing works, but just need to justify their job by ordering marketers and artists around. Yeah, it does seem like it. I know one comic you read digitally. I read a lot digitally, but I guess I'm reading Avengers Academy, right? So 29 minutes until Webtoon Rant new record. Well, it's terrible. It's terrible format. I don't like it. It's a boo. It's a bad format. Do you ever have a huge backlog of books you meant to read, then only rarely read? Are you calling me out? I have a stack of books over there. Some of them are comics, and then some of them are novels that I just wanted to read because I just wanted to, right? Sometimes I read books. Ooh, crazy, right? But no, I have not gotten to reading many of those. Ugh, I have a whole stack of books I've been meaning to read. Only read like 1 or 2 a month. Yeah, most of what I do, honestly, is just catch up on manga chapters. That's like 90% of my reading is just catching up on the latest chapter of a thing so that I can be updated. And it's much easier to do because you get things like those manga apps, obviously. Ooh. Sorry about that. Ugh. I just realized I did not have my computer plugged in this entire time. My laptop. It was dying. It was like, oh, looks like I'm about to all of a sudden cry because I wasn't paying attention to my battery. Professional streamer, guys. There we go. Everything is fine now. I really love building with Burning Star. I hope featuring you in my magazine results into a larger collaboration between our 2 imprints. Definitely want to talk more. Yeah, no problems here. Burning Star is something that started up very, very tiny, and it's still very, very tiny, but it's slightly larger than it used to be. Man, I remember when I first launched the website, and it was so old looking. It was really, really rough, but it was just something to start posting from. You know, it was just like a first step. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta start somewhere. You just gotta start putting your stuff out somewhere. People always talk about, like, oh, where do I start in comics? And, you know, sometimes you just gotta do it. So long as you're not expecting your first thing to be the best thing, I think it opens you up to actually improving through trial and error. And that's kind of been my whole shtick. My whole shtick is just trial and error at this point. Indie, non-Big 2, and Seinen is the way, Dan. Plus, I'm okay with any platform but Webtoons. I just think they feel more profit commercialized driven. My fave are the DIY creators like Terry Moore. Or Charles Burns, where they are like mangakas and write and draw and don't care to color, but unlike most mangakas, these maestros self-publish too. Yeah, no, definitely. I have a lot of love for indie creators out there, no matter what they're doing. I've been experimenting with different comic book reading apps, such as Panels Bang and Yak Reader. I've never heard of any of these apps. Funny enough, I did a video like ranking manga reading apps a while ago, of course. So it's kind of dated now because a lot of those were either like shut down or there's new ones that have popped up. And I guess I could do an update video where I take a look at some of the new ones that have been popping up, but you know. I know a lot of indie people are also going to Global Comics. That's another big thing. Global Comics is very creator friendly. That's the one thing that I've noticed about it. Very creator friendly. It's very friendly for people who are looking for a place to post their comic or sell their comic. But it doesn't seem to be attracting an audience, like an actual reader base. There's very few people on there actually reading, but there's many, many people on there posting their comics. And I don't really know how that's going to work out in the long run, or how they're going to like open themselves up to a bigger reader base. Because when you think about it, it's similar to Webtoon, where it's like, well, Webtoon made itself very creator friendly, so all of the creators would go there, and eventually all the readers would go there because it was just very easy to find whatever you're looking for. That's the approach that Global Comics is taking right now, where they're just making it so that everybody goes there, and so therefore audiences also want to go there because it's easy to find whatever you're looking for there. I just have not seen people actually shift to going to Global Comics to get their reading. So not 100% sure, but if they can make it work, I'll be supporting them, because obviously it would be nice to have a good platform to be posting comics and actually making sales, and you know, for everybody else too, all the indie comic people out there. One of the nice things that they introduced was like promoting your campaigns, and that's really neat. I like that. So it's very indie friendly, and they're also competing with the actual big publishers as well. Whether or not that makes it more difficult for them, less difficult, I don't know. It's probably not making much of a difference. It seems like they inflate the view count. So it's not, the views that you see on Global Comics is not based on how many people have viewed the chapter or the update or whatever you want to call it. It's based on how many pages someone has viewed on that update. It's very different. I believe Manga Plus works the same way though, where they overinflate the view count. I think they do it the same way. But yeah, I know that Global Comics does that too. They make you believe a lot more people are reading than actually are. And then you wonder, oh, well, why is there no comments? And it's not because people are reading not without accounts. It's just because the people that are reading are much lower than you think. So if you wanted a lot of views on a comic on Global Comics, you would just post a lot of pages, essentially, and just hope that somebody reads the whole thing. But you know. Let's see. Hi, Dannphan. Have you checked out K-pop Demon Hunters? No, I haven't. It's easy. No. Just hit the no button. No, I have not. I did check out the new King of the Hill season. I haven't finished it. It's been very difficult to finish it, but, you know. I watched, I mentioned it last time, I watched 2 episodes, and I was like, they weren't very good. I watched another episode. I watched one whole more episode, and I was like, it's still not that great. It's still kind of, yeah, it's still kind of that. I think the first episode was definitely the worst one, though. Let's see. Sometimes logo still hits after all these years. Simplifying it can be lame sometimes. Oh yeah, Gabe, you're just coming in here. Did you see the Cracker Barrel change? Terrible. Terrible. Oh my god. That's why we were talking about logo changes, is because the it's just a sin against God. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to Cracker Barrel. Worse than their shitty mac and cheese, honestly. Terrible. Why haven't you watched the movie? Well, I don't have to watch the movie. I'm not obligated. It's not like I'm going to do a review on it, even if I did watch the movie. And just being brutally honest, most movies I don't like. just just generally most of them. And I haven't heard anything about it that strikes me as being something that I would like. There's nothing there for me that I really like. I don't like K-pop. I don't like the animation style. There's just nothing there for me. Like sometimes you hear a plot of something and you're like, I'm not really interested in that. And it's not because it's bad. It's just because you're personally not interested in it. Tell you what, if I reach a certain amount of likes on the stream, I'll watch the movie. I'll bargain with you. How many likes to watch K-pop Demon Hunters? Spreading the medicine of comics into people who would never have the fortune to appreciate it due to their lesser blessed countries. It's funny that digital helps here due to Wi-Fi and donated tablets. Yeah, interesting. How long does it usually take for you to draw one page of a comic? Oh, such a complicated question. I always take a whole 40 minutes. And then outline a single character. I can't imagine a whole page. Yeah, it's very dependent on a lot of things, such as the complexity of the page. On average, I try to ink one page a day. But sometimes I just sketch pages, and sometimes I'm just doing corrections on pages. It's a whole thing. It can be a whole thing. And I've also gotten to the habit of like trying my best to just spend a day doing just the character art and then leaving the background art for later, because I think it's just less stress generally, but it's still a whole lot of stress regardless. And I think the issue with me is that I spend so much time editing afterwards that it doesn't feel authentic to even say that I get done a page a day, because there's so much extra editing that comes afterwards. It feels like it's more like multiple days to complete that same page, because there's all this tweaking that gets done. It's a whole thing. Have a book out on Indiegogo. Is it about K-pop Demon Hunters? Are we on that topic? I feel like today's movies do nothing except waste your time. It has been a while since I've seen a movie that I've actually enjoyed from the bottom of my heart. It feels like a lot of things that comes out that people say are good, they're just comparing it to the last thing. And that's not going to work for me, because a lot of the last things that I've watched were actually good. But you know what I mean? Like, new Superman movie comes out, right? Everyone's comparing it to the last Superman thing that came out, or everyone's actually, not even. People are comparing it to the last DC movie that came out. And then they're like, oh my god, the Superman movie is so good, right? And it's the same thing with Marvel. People see the new Fantastic Four movie, and then they're all comparing it to the last Marvel thing that came out. And what's the last Marvel thing that came out? Like Ironheart? You're going to compare it to that and be like, oh my god, it's so good. They fixed Marvel, guys. It's all better now. And it's like, well, the bar, once you lower the bar, of course it's going to seem like the best thing ever. And it's about a goth guitarist fighting demon pop idols using the power of rock. Your comic? That sounds like the same thing. I was just joking when I said it was about K-pop demon hunters. What's going on? Dark magical girl goodness awaits. Black Rhapsody. Okay. You read the first book of Black Rhapsody? Did I? Oh, hang on. Black Rhapsody. Alright, let me get more specific. Part 1. Oh, yeah, this. I forgot all about it. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that was a while ago. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to well, also I didn't know what your I think you emailed me this. So I didn't know that you were that person. But I also forgot the title and other stuff. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Magical Gal Media. 2 campaigns. Come on. Come on. Come on, computer. Work faster. Oh, it doesn't pop up? There it is. I'm working. Share this tab instead. There we go, guys. Black Rhapsody Part 2 funding right now on Indiegogo. 2 days left. Oh my god. That was quick. It went by just like that, huh? Oh, is there some gay? Oh, we got the gay? She gay with demon? Oh, we got a lot of demons. Right. Well, I believe Gabe already posted a link. Thank you, Gabe. So there you go, guys. They are not gay. Well, I don't know. They're holding each other romantically on the cover. That is Dark Elf Girl. They are demons except the red-haired blue chick. Well, what are the other chicks? Oh, you know what? I think I actually had this conversation with you after I read the first part. I think I was like, well, what some are demons, but they all look like demons. I think the memories are starting to unlock now. All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, thank you, Gabe, for posting the link in there. I would have clicked on your link, but it doesn't work on StreamYard, so I have to type it out. I've been sitting here trying to figure out a clever way to say I'm falling asleep. Well, no problem. We'll talk later. Oh, I gotta open his gift. He sent me a gift. Well, you know what? I'll do that when he's awake. Maybe on the Game Fan stream we can do a gift opening up. It's a birthday present. Yeah. Did you experiments with other genres before deciding on fantasy for your comics, Dannphan? Oh yeah, I've done lots of different genres for sure. And I'm not against continuing to do different genres. It's just that I mean, it's such a stereotypical author thing to say, but it's always kind of in the back of your head where it's well, what if I made my own world with magic and stuff and European history? Ooh, so cool. And so it always comes down to making some form of a European fantasy book with all this deep lore and stuff, right? But yeah, I do love fantasy as a genre. There's a lot to love about it. And it's not that I don't like other genres, though. I've certainly, let's see. Like this is just slice of life comedy stuff, right? It's one of my more popular comics on Burning Star. And then Sonic City Witch. I have it. I do have it. It's just heavy, more sci-fi based, although there is still like some elements of magic and fantasy in there. But you know, a little bit different. Some female friends tend to be really touchy-feely. With you? Or are you just like basing it off of what you've seen your friends doing with each other? Yeah. Some people... I probably shouldn't talk about it on stream. But there is a type of girl out there who is not good, who will be that touchy-feely type. But it's not a big deal. Okay, we are done with the hour. I feel bad though, because it feels like that hour went by way too quickly. Ugh. And it's such a shame. But granted, I did like kind of go over most of what I was going to talk about, especially the Cracker Barrel thing. I think we spent most of our time talking about the Cracker Barrel thing. But it's important! You need to know about the Cracker Barrel. Have you had female... What kind of question is that? Have you had female friends? Don't insult me. Alrighty. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on another fantastic Friday with Dannphan. I do have to get going, but you know I would stay here forever if I could. Gotta get back to working on comic stuff, learning art stuff, and posting my progress out there. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time, hopefully, here on the Dannphan channel. Oh, next week we have brand spanking new a comic review that you guys can enjoy if you would like to take a break from the cringe. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Actually, bye!